Hi everybody, it's your favorite recovery coach here to talk to you about another great recovery related topic. What I wanted to talk about today is actually over-the-counter treatments for symptoms of withdrawal. So there's been a lot of myths out there and unfactual information as far as what works, and there's so many gimmicks out there on the internet and Facebook, about there's different products that they say are great for detox and morphine bomb they call it, all this garbage that's out there. And to be honest with you, there's no magic bullet for this. There really isn't. There's nothing over the counter that will help eliminate the symptoms of withdrawal completely. When your body's trying to replace what you've been giving it externally or exogenously, so whether it be opiates or alcohol, you're going to be uncomfortable. And unless you're providing it with that actual chemical that it's seeking, you're going to go through the withdrawal symptoms. And ultimately what you could do, and if you're not being provided some type of MAT therapy, which is medication-assisted treatment or medication-assisted therapy, such as Suboxone or Methadone or Sublocade or Vivitrol, there are some over-the-counter medications that can be utilized to help at least reduce the symptoms of withdrawal. So not actually provide something that's going to substitute for your drug of choice or your substance of abuse, but it will actually help treat the symptoms of withdrawal, which usually include the aches and pains that you have, the anxiety and restlessness, the sleeplessness, then also the GI disturbances that you have, so the diarrhea or cramping you get in your abdominal area, which are all symptoms of withdrawal. And I don't suggest that anyone attempts to detox themselves from alcohol alone, especially if they've been abusing alcohol for a long period of time, or if they've been using alcohol in excess, like heavily, binge drinking significantly for an extended period of time. Sorry, it's a little bumpy here, so probably getting a lot of vibration in that picture. Sorry about that. But one of the most common treatment remedies, it's called the Thomas method or Thomas recipe, or I think it's called the Thomas method or recipe. You can find it online. It's no secret. It's not my proprietary formula, but really it's just a combination of things that you could find very easily over the counter, or maybe even in your own medicine cabinet right now, to help treat the symptoms of withdrawal. And what those are number one, for your anxiety and restlessness and sleeplessness, is to use some type of sedating antihistamine. So that would include like a Benadryl, which you could find over the counter. It's the generic for it is diphenhydramine, very cheap and inexpensive and readily available at any pharmacy. You can get it in tablet, capsule, liquid form, and really you usually want to take, I can't recommend doses on here, but just follow what the dosing guidelines are on the actual package. It's a great for to help you to get to sleep, especially when you're not sleeping at night. And there are some pain reliever products that actually have Benadryl in them, like Tylenol PM. Any of those ones that have like a sleep aid or a PM, added to it, there's usually some type of Benadryl in that product, along with the pain reliever, which is probably Tylenol or Motrin or something like that. Then the other part of the Thomas recipe or method is a pain relief product. So some type of pain reliever or anti-inflammatory, like Tylenol, which is only a pain reliever, doesn't have the anti-inflammatory properties that other products do. So someone that is currently on any product like aspirin or any type of anti-clotting drug, you want to stay away from the Motrin and the naproxen or Aleve, and you want to utilize Tylenol for your aches and pains. But those that aren't, you could utilize Motrin, you could utilize Aleve, which is naproxen, and I always suggest that if you're going to buy one of these products, you could just buy the generic brand. There's no reason to buy the brand name. They work exactly the same. It's the same quality. There's very few medications that I would say that you need to buy the brand of. Over-the-counter pain relievers is definitely not one of those classes of drugs that you need to buy the brand name. So definitely buy the generic or store brand, which is usually at least half the price, and you're going to get exactly the same effect out of it. So that's the second piece to the Thomas recipe. The third is for the GI. So usually when you come off of, at least for opiates, you get a GI problem. So you get diarrhea, because basically what happens is when you're taking these opiates for a long period of time, you're shutting down your GI motility. So you're slowing down the gastrointestinal system from pushing your food and your waste down through your intestines. So it slows that down. When you take that out, it's going to speed it back up, and it's going to speed it up significantly. So that's why you get the diarrhea and you get the GI upset and such. So what I would recommend taking for the diarrhea, and what's part of the Thomas method, is Imodium. Imodium will slow down that GI motility, bring you back to normal, and you really want to just adjust your dose based on the effect that you're receiving. So if you take a couple of tablets and you notice that you're back to normal, then just maintain that dose. If you notice that you're getting constipated, then you need to lower the dose that you just took. So it's all subjective. So it's all relative to that person and what effect they're getting out of it. If you do need to adjust it, you can go up or down, but make sure you stay within the prescribing guidelines from the manufacturer that's on the box. Again, that Imodium's the brand name, or Imodium AD, but again, you could use the generic, which is loperamide. There's no reason to buy the brand name, and I believe they come in all different forms: capsules, tablets, liquid form. Again, definitely is probably the best option. And the good thing about that too is, believe it or not, Imodium is also a partial opiate receptor agonist. So it works on the same receptors. Some of it, it does partially work on the same receptors that an opiate does. So you might actually get some relief from your withdrawal symptoms because it's going to attach to similar receptors that the opiates were attaching to. You're not going to get high from it or anything like that. So don't think, oh, well, I'll take some Imodium and I'm going to get high. No, nothing like that. But it will actually help you with the withdrawal symptoms a little bit, because it works on the same receptors, believe it or not. And that's why there are multiple anti-diarrheal products out there, but because Imodium actually has effect on the opiate receptors, I think it's a great choice. So those are the three things that you really want to utilize, and it's part of the Thomas method, to help treat your withdrawal symptoms, mainly from opiates. Okay. You could still use, with alcohol withdrawal. You really, number one, it should be medically supervised. So the doctor may prescribe you something like what's called Librium or something like that. And again, I can't provide any advice on these medical products. But if you're, in later stages, you've already gone through that medical detox and such, and you're at home and you're feeling restless, diphenhydramine or Benadryl is a good option for that. That restlessness, sleeplessness, things like that, to help you get to sleep, because it's non-addicting, non-habit forming, And the only thing is, some people complain that it makes them feel groggier in the morning, which could be a problem for some people, especially if they have to go to work. There are also some vitamins and herbs that can be utilized in opiate and alcohol withdrawal. Kava Kava is one of them. It's will help you again with sleep, and it's really just, that's an herb or a root, Kava Kava root, which will help with your restlessness and your sleeplessness. The other one, and again, you could find them in most pharmacies or nutritional stores like at GNC or Vitamin World, something like that, or even online. And not to put any plugs out there, but I always buy all my vitamins and nutritional supplements. If I can't find them in big bottles at Costco, I buy them on Puritan's Pride, which is very inexpensive, and they do have quality products. The other root or herb that I was going to mention is valerian root. Valerian root works again to help. It's basically a sedating product, so it helps you get to sleep, relax, help with the anxiety and the sleeplessness. So that's another good option. And again, follow the prescribing parameters on the bottle that you buy. And the last one that I'm going to mention, that you can utilize is melatonin. So melatonin is a precursor to serotonin, and it will help you again with sleep. So not necessarily induction of sleep, but I believe it helps more with sleep maintenance. So if you get to sleep, it'll help you maintain sleep better, get you into the proper REM cycles and such, so you get a much a deeper sleep too. So these are all things that will help treat the symptoms of withdrawal. So that's not going to cure withdrawal. It's not going to cure opiate dependence. It's just these are products that you could utilize to treat the symptoms that you'll be experiencing early on in your recovery. I've used all of them for myself, and they do help to some degree. I'm not going to say they're the magic bullet, but if you're looking for something that's non-habit forming, that's safe, that's over the counter, you don't even need a prescription for these things. If you need any advice on them, you can ask your pharmacist in that pharmacy that you're purchasing from, and I'm sure they'll be glad to discuss it with you. There are some contraindications with certain medications, so just make sure you're aware. If there are any medications that you're on that they're not contraindicated in any of the medications or herbs that you're going to be taking over the counter. Again, just take them when you need them. This is not something that you need to take for the rest of your life or on a continuous basis. They're more for PRN or as needed medications for people that are in early recovery. So that's what's worked for me. That's what's worked for a lot of other people. I think you'll find that the same info that I'm sharing with you could find easily on the internet. So if you want to have any follow-up questions, you could send them through my channel, or I'm sure you could Google online and you'll find the same answer. Please, again, subscribe to my channel, workoutforrecovery.com, recovery coach. I'm the recovery coach, and please like my videos. And again, I just want this to reach more people, so people know that it's out there, that the information's available. And any topics that you're interested in, please let me know through YouTube or any of the social media avenues that I'm going to be involved in, and I'll be glad to discuss it or have someone else discuss discuss the topic if it's something that I'm not familiar with or knowledgeable about. But when it comes to recovery, comes to fitness, nutrition, and supplementation, I think I'm pretty knowledgeable, so I should be able to hit most topics. And if I'm not, again, I'll bring somebody on that can. So sending out positive vibes to everybody, and hope everybody is doing well. and I will hope to have another video up in the later this week on another topic, and we'll go from there. So everyone, take care, and God bless.